Well, hello to everyone that's joining. I see there's 2 viewers now. We're going to wait for just a few minutes to see if there's any more that's going to come in, and then we're going to get started. So if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments section, and then I will try to answer them. Let me go ahead and answer some of these entries, and let's do it. So let's wait just a few minutes for everyone else to come in. All right, let's see. Can everyone hear me? Let's see.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Let's see. I don't actually have a Zoom link. So, hello, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. Okay, let's see. Hi, how are you? All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started because I don't want the call to run out. I don't have the paid time. So we're going to just get started. We're going I'm going to introduce myself and let's just do this thing. Okay, so we're going to talk about how to have fun while homeschooling and creating lifelong learners, okay? And so, say it again. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Jazzmin. I'm a daughter of the Most High, a wife, mama, a second-generation homeschooler. So that means I was homeschooled as a child. I love crafting. I'm an educator. I have a degree from Oakwood University, and I am a homemaker. So I'm so glad you're here to learn and get more information about homeschooling. So I've compiled, and there's many more ways, but I've compiled 8 ways to make homeschooling fun for everyone. And so we're going to go through them in a little bit more detail. But let's start off with number 1, which is student-led activities. We also have number 2 is play games. 3 is including music in your homeschool. Number 4 is to embrace art. Let's see. And number 5 is special days. Number 6 is family traditions. 7 is field trips. Yes, that's an elephant. Number 8 is home ec. All right, so let's start with student-led activities. So student-led activities just simply means that that the child will kind of direct the learning, okay? And not as not as like I'm in charge, but what they want to learn is what's in the forefront of what you're teaching. So, for example, one example is a teacher for a day. What you could do is you could have your child teach you whatever they want to learn about. So, if your child is really interested in butterflies, they will teach you all they know about butterflies, and they give you an example. Maybe you guys go outside and they will show you how they catch butterflies, but you're allowing your child to teach you, and it gives them a lot more opportunity to be excited about their learning. All right, so we also have, sorry, hold on 1 second. Sorry, 1 second. Let me see if I can get that. I don't know if that's gonna work. Sorry. Okay. Let's try it this way. Okay, so we have also another option is a discussion leader. Okay, so what you can do is you can allow them to lead in a discussion. So say, for instance, you're talking about a specific book, you can allow them to lead in the discussion or the topic, and then you can go from there. So that's another way to include your child in the learning activity, but also letting it be fun. Because I remember from my personal experience that my mom let me like teach for a day or something like that, or teach a specific lesson, which we're going into next, teach a lesson. And I prepared super hard for it. I know I was like 12 or something, you know what I'm saying? But I prepared, I was ready, I did my research. So a lot of these things can make your child super excited for learning. Let's see. We're going to also, is there any questions? I see some raised hands. Any questions or no? Okay. Okay, we'll keep going. Okay, so we have also choose a topic of interest. So this could be something as simple as, for example, is my butterflies. Yeah, those are butterflies. My brother, he grew up and he just absolutely adored butterflies. And I mean, I don't know where that came from, but I just remember him knowing every single detail about all types of butterflies. He could tell you when they migrated, what color they were, how they made it, all these different things. And he was probably like up to 12 years old, maybe 8 to 12. And he just knew everything about it. And that also was given to him, was allowed to sit there and teach and learn from books and magazines and just anything that he could get his hands on about butterflies. And I think this is very important when we learn about, when we're helping your children to learn, is allow them to have led activities that they are participating in. Okay. Let's go on to the next one. So another one is called play games. Play tons and tons of games. This is what's exciting about being a homeschool teacher, is that you can literally do anything that you want to do. And so one game idea would be board games. Board games are very fun. Like you could literally teach life from the game of life, right? So that's another example. You could do physical games. Physical games like the kids are doing in this picture is like something like potato sack races, or you could even do like physical, like basketball or soccer or things like that, to really show the kids and get them active and ready to participate in the actual events. You also have computer games, and this is something that I remember using. We had like a typing game in school, and I just remember doing the typing game, and you're learning from that. Also, I think it was Oregon Trail. I don't know if anybody remembers that. That's really old, but Oregon Trail, you learn different things about the environment that they were in. Another one is to create your own games. And this is what's really fun for children, because they can also in turn create your own games from that as well. So to create your games, you could, you can, like, okay, for example, I was tutoring a student. Can you turn that up? I was tutoring a student, and they wanted to participate in the, I mean, they were trying to learn, right? And so what I did was I just threw a ball back and forth with that student and to do his spelling words. And he just loved it because he knew he wouldn't get the ball until he said the word right or the vocabulary or something like that. But a simple game of catch made it interesting for him to learn. So it's something that you all can do in your homeschool, is to create games that your children will love for themselves. Okay? So I think that's very exciting. Is there any questions that you guys have right now? No. Okay, keep going. All right, so let's go to the next one. Okay, so another way to have fun while you're homeschooling is to include music. I love music. And I remember growing up, we had music playing all different kinds. My dad would create a CD, and he would, a CD, one song would be gospel music, and the next song would be like rap Christian music, and then the next one would be this instrumental thing, and with like guitar. So it was very, it was a lot of different genres in the music that we listened to. But it was awesome because I remember things through music, right? So one way to include music in your homeschool is through transitional music. And what I mean by that is, so if, say for instance, you're waking up, you have a wake up song, right? So it's like a transition to the next thing. You have it's time for breakfast song, or you have a certain song that you play during worship. So it kind of sets the mood and allows your children to remember that this is specific time for this activity. So transitional music is very good. Another one is background music. You can play background music for students to learn with. One example of that is if you were to be doing art, right? And you're having like a craft time. Just turn on some music. Maybe it doesn't even have to be talking music, but you could just turn on some instrumental music and put it in the background, and you all can just work. And the music actually will stimulate your brain in the creative process. So it's very good for your children to learn with. Another one is music for memorization. Memorization is key because it really just helps it stick. For example, I use a lot of this from my childhood because it's just things that really worked for me, and I think that it would work for you all as well. So music for memorization. What we did was, my mom told us we had to learn the books of the Bible, but we looked at a few songs, and they weren't great. We didn't really like them. So I remember we came down and we sat in a circle, and my dad was in the office, and we were all six of us were sitting there, and my mom. And so we picked a few tunes of music, and we put the song to the words. And it was really fun because I still remember it. How many years ago was that? Like 15 years ago, maybe even more, almost. Yeah, maybe 15 years ago that I learned this song, and I still remember it to this day, right? Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, very simple, that I have it in my head, but I still remember it. So this is something that's very important for music in your homeschool. And it's very fun. You can have songs that are like slow, but you can also have super fun, fast-paced songs, whatever you specifically like. And it's important for that. But music for fun, just learning, letting them play at the keys, letting them blow a horn, all these types of things, getting them exposed to different types of music really builds their brain. Let's see. So we have that. So we also, yes, sir.
So if say you're a homeschool mom or dad and you're not musically inclined, what is the protocol for bringing someone in to maybe teach music or use music somehow that you may not have that gift for?
Okay, very good question. So there's a lot of resources out there for that type of learning. You could simply type it in on YouTube, say, I want to learn the piano, or I want to, learn this instrument. You can YouTube it. There's a wealth of information out there on YouTube. There also is classes and things that you can type on Google, and you can find out classes. Like if you wanted to actually take a piano course, there's tons of those things out there. But those are my two. The free one would definitely be YouTube, because that's just the easiest. But if you want to do it more intense and actually learn, I would definitely go with Googling it and searching piano teachers near me, or going to your local library and looking at their resource lists, or like a lot of people put like bulletin announcements on the boards. So that's another way of doing that. Also, we have Instagram. You can look up piano teachers near me and see if there's reviews, all the different types of things that I feel like you could really embrace and including music into your homeschool. Did that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Cool. All right, any more questions? Okay, let's keep.
I thought the hand was like saying hello.
Oh, okay. Okay, let's see. Next, let's keep going. All right, so now we're going to talk about embracing art. Art is being kicked out of the public school curriculum now, but it's such a shame because these not core subjects, they're not a core subject, but they really help you to expand your brain and to learn and to problem solve in a different way than math can, right? It's solving an equation, solving a problem, but in an artistic way. And so you can include art in your own classroom through an art curriculum, like an actual structured art curriculum that you have a book for and you follow the steps. You can do it just like that. Or you can do art classes, kind of similar how I was talking about the piano classes. Do a simple Google search. Say, where can I find art classes near me? I actually drove down the road and I didn't see this until a couple days ago, where there's a art center in our local neighboring city that they have classes for free and all of those types of things. So and also paid classes. Like I think one is like pottery, and I think that'd be really cool to do. But you can check out those types of events. So you could do an art class in person or online. There's a lot of resources for those out there. Also, you can do arts and crafts. Arts and crafts are so much fun for me. I adore arts and crafts. I could do those for hours. But you can literally just sit there in front of your, get some paper and some crayons and go at it. Or you could do a very intense way of doing it as well. Let's see. Let's go ahead and let me try this again. Someone's trying to get in. So I'm going to send them the link really quick. I'm sorry for that. If there are any questions while I'm doing this. Okay. All right. So let's keep going. So also we talked about arts and crafts, sitting there, cutting paper up, doing it like that. Or you can do a Pinterest search. I want to just show you literally how easy this is. Let me just go to here and I'm going to let me present this, share screen. And I'm just going to show you just how simple it is to do a Google search or Pinterest search for different activities. So here we go. Here's your Pinterest. And we're going to go here to the top. And all you have to do is say crafts for kids. Okay?
We can't see your screen.
Oh. Really? Okay, hold on. Oh, this thing cannot see. You haven't been able to screen the whole time. That's terrible. I've been showing a course the entire time. All right. Let's see.
No.
Okay. Now you can see it, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So I just want to show you crafts for kids. There was a simple Pinterest search. And here's one that's really cool. Fall tree painting with cotton balls. Okay. You just paint the tree on there and then have your kids put colors on it. Let's see another one. Oh, this is pretty. Butterfly nature craft. So you print out a picture of a butterfly and then they glue the nature onto the paper. Okay, there's a lot of really great activities out there, or you can just let them go have at it and just let them have a piece of paper and their imaginations will run wild and they will make some great stuff. Okay, so let's go here to back to this. And so I just wanted to show you guys that embracing nature is a very important way of incorporating art into your curriculum. So going outside and just taking a walk, it can really open up children to embracing nature. One example is taking a piece of paper and putting it against the tree bark and just using a crayon, and you can get bark rubbings, and you can do it for leaves. You have leaf rubbings. All those types of things are very beneficial for children because you get to use their creativity, and it's exciting to be outside. It's fun to not have the same thing over and over and over again, right? So allowing variety in your classroom is also a very awesome thing. All right. Was there a question? Or are you just saying hi? Okay, let's do this. Okay, so now let's go to.
There's one question.
Yes, yes, go ahead.
I can't turn mine on. Ask Jazzmin, is this being recorded?
Is this program being recorded?
Yes. Okay. So now let's go here. Okay, so now we're going to continue. We're going to talk about special days. And this is one of my favorites because special days are just that, special. You don't get them all the time, and that's what makes them exciting. So one example of a special day would be a weekly day. So for instance, you could do something, have like a traditional thing that you do every week and that child expects. So like, for example, you could have a fun Friday, or a fun Thursday, whatever day you want to pick, but where you actually do something really fun with the children and they just get excited about that, right? You could have that kind of weekly day, or even like a weekly event inside of the day. You see what I'm saying? Or you could do unit days. So what I mean by this is a lot of times homeschooling parents kind of do things by topics, especially if you have a preschooler. You can do this much easier. Say, for instance, you're talking about frogs, right? And you've been studying about frogs, all their habitats. You've learned everything you can about frogs. So what you can do is have a special day dedicated to everything about frogs. And you could maybe go to the pond and find frogs, right? Or you could have a frog themed day and you could have frog cupcakes and watch a frog movie. And you could go to the library and get frog books. All of those things could be a special day, a unit day that summarizes something that you've learned all through the week or month about a certain topic. Okay? Does that make sense to everyone?
Yes.
Okay, let's see. All right, let's see. Now, Let me try this one too as well. I'm sorry, someone's trying to get in and they're having a hard time. So let me try this. Okay. So now let's try this. Okay, so we're going back to the special days. So we have student interest days, and this kind of goes back to what we started off with. We talked about student following your students' interest. So you can do a special day. It's called student interest days. So, for example, if your son, you can't figure out how to make cars get into your regular homeschool curriculum. So what you do is you just insert a day, right? And you say, we're going to learn all about your cars on this day. So what you can do is you can take your child to the car dealership, right? And they can learn about the different models of cars. And, you know, you don't want to waste anybody's time, but you could ask someone to help you, or you could just go for it yourself, right? And just say, hey, I'm here just to learn, so I'm not buying a car, you know. But you could go to a car dealership. You could learn about makes and models of cars on the internet, or you could go to YouTube and learn different ways to connect the sounds that a car makes. Okay, so there's so many things that you could put in for the student interest day that you're following your child's interest for that special day. Another example could be if your son really likes elephants. Okay, my son likes elephants, so you could do an intense day of full elephants. They can dress up as elephants. They can watch movies. You can go to the zoo. Do you see what I'm saying? So you're making sure that this day is centered on something that's a student interest. Okay? So let's keep going. All right. So now we're going to go to, an example of that would be this book. Okay, so I have a coloring book that I've created, and it's animals A to Z. It's unique little animals. And so what I could do is I could take this book and from A to Z take one student. Yes, son, that's an animal. You can take each day you can take a student and an animal, and sorry, he distracted me. You can take an animal and learn about that day. So that animal on that day. That's a great way to involve, you learning about your environment, unique animals, all those different types of things. But seeing how you have a theme and you continue in those special days. Okay, so let's keep going. Forgot that was there. Okay, so now we have family traditions. I love this one because it really connects you as a family. And that's what's awesome about homeschooling, is that you guys can be very connected as a family. One is through daily traditions. Maybe there's a song that you guys really like, and so you play it every single day at a specific time. That is a daily tradition. Okay. Another one would be, for us, it could be the Shabbat or the Sabbath. You keep a daily, that's a weekly. A daily tradition would be that example I just gave. Keeping a song every day, or even eating a certain meal. Or maybe I know some families have like a tea time, right? So every day at 2:00 we have a little tea and a treat, right? So let's go back to this. All right, so then you have weekly traditions. We do the Shabbat. That's going to be something that our family does. Another one could be, every Friday we have a fun Friday. Like we talked about that in special days. Another weekly tradition could be anything that you think of that your kids want to do every single week. Like even if it's movie night, do it every single week. at a certain time, and that gives your children structure and something to look forward to, because a lot of times we we get excited for things, and that is one way to continue in keeping your children interested and having fun in our homeschool environments. Also, there's another one called yearly traditions. And for me, this one is we like to go camping every year for about a week. And so this is so much fun. We anticipate it every single year. And that's something that you could do as well. Or you could do something totally different. You could say, I want to go to grandparents' house for 2 weeks every year. Or we could go to I don't know where else you could go. Anything that you want to do, it's a yearly tradition that you make for your family. All right. And this helps to really bond your family together and make you a tight-knit group. And this is very exciting and also beneficial in so many ways for your children in the homeschool group. Okay. And we're nearing the end. I said 30 minutes and we're almost there. So we'll keep going. Is there any questions so far? Okay. Oh, that's a good one. I saw that in the comments. Family photo every year. You can go to the beach every year. I love those. And you can see how time has passed in each photo. That's awesome. That's a really cool idea. All right. So let's keep going. Field trips. This could be very expensive, or it could be very free, just depending on how you want to do it. So a couple free field trip ideas is something as simple as going to the grocery store. We do this every week, and going to the grocery store could you could teach them so much in the grocery store. So, for example, we can go to the grocery store, and I can have my son fill out a list according to their age. Say, I need tomatoes and peppers. And what they would do is they would find it on the list. They would find it on the list and be able to learn from that. Another one, when your kids are a little older, they may be even able to go to a free, sorry, my train of thought lost. Okay. Oh, yes. You could take them and have them calculate the bills and the cost based on the amount that they are purchasing. Okay. Free fun field trip. Another one that I have done is that my local library offers zoo passes for free. And so I'm not sure if everyone does that, but you could look into what your library offers for free. There's also paid membership fees. Like, say, for instance, you might want to have a subscription box, or you could have you go to the zoo. That's another example. Or some people might even want to go to like Six Flags or something. That's not my cup of tea, but that could be something that you do every year as a family. A field trip. I know we went to the water park one couple years. So that's something that you could do, a field trip for your family. Also, there's another thing. It's called overnight trips. And this could be very, very, very expensive or not. You could go camping outside, which could be about maybe total $50. Or you could go see the country. That's what we did growing up. We took a trip and we went from, I think it was West Virginia. We went to California and we drove down through Arizona and we came back. And so we did a whole round trip of America. And I mean, that wasn't every year or anything like that. Was like once in a lifetime, but it was still awesome. It was an overnight trip, something that your children will never forget. Okay. And this is something that I really appreciated growing up. And this helps to keep things in your mind for really, really fun examples of all these things. It helps you to remember things. Okay. So like, I know, for example, that the redwoods are the tallest trees because I went there and I saw them firsthand, right? And this will stick in your child's mind forever. All right. So this the last one. And the last one is home ec classes. Now, this is something that a lot of kids are taken away from because it's not today's society. We're not really learning this, especially in public school. But as a homeschool parent, you can do this. You can incorporate this back into your child's life. Cooking is huge. It'll even give you a chance to get a break when they get a little older. But teach them how to cook. I remember bringing my niece in the kitchen with me, and she's like 9 years old, and she was just having a ball, right? And it was easy. I mean, she was helping me whisk everything. She was helping me bake, and she got to see the effects of the labor of her work. And it also encourages your children to eat more. If you have a picky eater, because they are making it themselves, they get so much more excited to eat it, and they see the work that was put in. Another example of home ec classes would be like woodworking and carpentry. You can include this into your learning and environment, and it's very fun for the children, and it also gives them another way to think, right? Another example is mechanics. This one might be a little harder if you don't know how to fix the car yourself, but maybe you have a friend or know a mechanic that won't mind watching your child participate in that. See, don't eat the cauliflower. So then we have the sewing. This I wanted to give an example of the sewing because I remember growing up that I did not have like a sewing machine and all that, but I learned how to basic sew from my mom. And so I took some clothes that I had and I made doll clothes and from my own mind, and I just figured it out, cut out some patterns and did it myself because I knew that my mom was not about to buy me the doll clothes that were like $50 for one doll clothes, one doll outfit. So I made it myself, and I still remember that was an experience that I had, and it has given me an opportunity to be more creative, but also it's like a puzzle. So you're teaching your children problem solving through this example. All right. So we covered 8 ways to make homeschooling very fun. So we talked about student-led activities, playing games, including music in our homeschool, embracing art, special days, family traditions, field trips, and home ec. So I just wanted to give you guys that information. I hope you guys learned a lot. We also have more courses coming out very soon. We have Homeschooling 101, Building a Life That You Love. That's coming in November. And then How My Brown Boy Learns, that's trying to come out in February. So it's going to be an intense kind of study into how your child learns in a different way, because a lot of times we are not taught how to teach our child, especially as a brown boy, because they learn a lot differently than even our brown girls. So I want to go into that a little bit more. So and then the Homeschooling 101, that kind of gives you a basic start on how to start homeschooling, how to kind of adapt with your state's information, and how to proceed and even find the best homeschooling resources and styles for your own personal homeschool. So those are coming soon. And if you would like to get information about that, you can contact me through Momma Jazzmin. All these links here, the website or Facebook, Instagram, and all those things. Also, just for being a part of this class, I want to give you guys a free coloring sheet. It is on my website. I will send you guys the link for the video, for the freebie. If you please message me below, or just stay a minute and I will ask in the questions and comments and we'll get that information to you. And so I also have the coloring book that I mentioned before, and that is available for purchase through Amazon. It is $6. So I hope that you guys will be able to purchase that. Any questions that you all have? Let me see. Let me turn on my mics, and if there's any questions that you are able to, you can do that. So at this time. Okay, go ahead.
You can go.
We'll start with Ron. You go ahead.
Yeah, I have a question. How do you kind of figure out some of your field trips and different things for age appropriate? What is your method of kind of splitting that out?
Okay. Age appropriateness. Okay, so for example, we went to the zoo very recently, and I was super excited because I'm like, oh, this boy is gonna know all the animals. He's gonna be excited. He's gonna recognize them for the pictures that we've been learning. But he really only paid attention to the first two, and he was more interested in the people. So it's kind of a little bit of a trial and error. Really, if you, like, say for instance, you're going to the grocery store, you see what interests them, right? You can say, well, he likes to carry these items, and so we're gonna just tell him what this item is while he's carrying it. Or if your child is older, you can have them help with the gathering of the items. You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of a trial and error of what works best for your child. But you can also do a simple Google search. I know this is I always say Google, but you can say, field trips for this age range, right? And you can see how it be more beneficial for that child. I actually have a video coming out, not sure when yet, but I'm going to actually have a list of 20 free, or not free, but 20 field trips that I recommend for different ages, and I'll be able to include those in that as well. But did that answer the question, or do you need?
Yes, thank you. Excellent.
Okay.
Thank you.
And was there another question? Okay. All right. So I also see that he put in here factory tours. That's a good one. You can go to any type of factory that you see. You can even you could go. I know I grew up in working in a factory, and I saw how the books were printed. And so, you probably have to get special permission, but you could go and get a factory tour from that as well. And CPR classes and emergency preparedness, that's very that's beneficial for not only your kids, but also for you. I think they actually have certain courses on CPR website. I think it's first aid website or something like that. They have courses for children who are going to start babysitting, and that's something that you might want to consider if you have a child that you're okay with watching your other children. Giving them a CPR course or emergency preparedness course would be very beneficial for the safety of your whole family members, your whole family. So I think that is good to do. All right. Is there any other questions?
Yes.
Hey, Jazzmin.
Hello. How are you doing?
You did an excellent job. I'm very proud of you.
No, thank you.
Good work.
Thank you.
Very organized as well.
All right. So if there are no more questions,
Can we see your co-host once again?
say hi.
We can't see him.
him.
I can't see him.
Now we're seeing your presentation still.
No, I don't know. Strange. Can you see him now?
Hiya.
All right. Well.
Hi.
All right. Well, that's the end. If you guys would like to get the information and those resources, like I said, you have a free coloring sheet that's available for you on the website. Also, if there's any other information that you are interested in, like a homeschooling course or how your brown boy learns, which coming soon, just message me through this app or Facebook, or just wave your hand and I'll talk to you privately as well, and I can get that sent over to you. So is there well, thank you guys all for being here today.
Thank you.
Say bye-bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Excellent.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. High five.
High five.
High five.